Guys, welcome back to my channel. I am in the process of printing my inserts for the month of June, and I figured why not just show you guys how I do it, because I know a lot of people have a hard time sometimes printing them out. I'm gonna show you from the minute that I put in my computer until the minute I put them on my planner. All right, so here we are. I have to say I have been on my Rings planner since March. And it has worked for me greatly. This is a personal size planner that I bought. I got this at Hobby Lobby with a coupon, of course. And it's very practical. It doesn't have all that jazz that we all love and enjoy in our planners, but this is pretty basic and it has worked great for me. All right, so I went and I bought the printables and I downloaded them to my computer. Now, this is the first thing that you have to keep in mind. When you open your document, just make sure that you open it from the Adobe software. Don't open it from the downloaded folder because it's gonna print out a little differently. All right, so once you open your document, in the upper left hand corner, you're gonna see all these options. Just scroll down to the print option. Now in that you have the option to print the entire document, or if you want to go through like a particular page that you want to go within the document, you can do that as well. Just scroll down, it'll tell you which page you're on right on top of the document. Choose whatever page, but in this case we're going to print the entire document. Hit print. Then it's going to take, in my computer, it takes me to this particular view. And this is when a lot of people run into problems. Make sure that you stay on the actual size, because Annie has done a great job setting it up permanently for us. Then the auto portrait landscape needs to be checked. And this little box that says print on both sides of the paper needs to be checked, as well as this flip on the short edge of the paper. And that should do it. This is how you want it. A lot of people have different printers, I realize, but there's another option. It's just this more option little arrow. Just click on that and you'll see that you have the option to print either the odd pages only first or the even pages only option. What I do, I will print the odd first. You let that run, and then you take the paper out, you flip it, and then you choose the even pages only option. My printer at work does this, so I am very familiar. So I just literally take it out of the tray, the paper tray, and I flip it upwards, and then I hit the even papers only, and it prints very easily. All right, so here I am. So I chose my entire document, and now I'm gonna print my document. I send it to the computer. My printer is wireless, so it just goes through the Wi-Fi, and once I hit that print button, it gives me like a little notice on the screen, and it sends it to the printer. Now you see here it prints on one side, but then it goes back into the printer and print on the other side of the paper. I love me this printer. It's an inkjet though. I want a laser printer, and I think I might sell this printer, but that's how it prints. Now here I am, and I'm looking through my documents. One of the pages didn't print properly. I mean, this layout that I have right here, I am loving it. I've stayed for 2 months already, so I make sure that I print the right pages, because I missed 1% of the pages. Like I was telling you, I am going to sell this printer. So if any of you guys is interested, just leave me a comment down below. It's an Epson and it's inkjet. I want to buy me a laser printer, and that's the only reason why I'm selling it. So if you're interested, just leave me a comment down below and let me know. Once your printables are out, they are printed and ready to just be folded. It's very easy when you have the option to print on both sides of the paper, because all I do, I print it out and I fold it in half. Now I don't flatten it 100%. I just want to make sure that they're even, because I'm gonna get ready to cut. And as you can see, I didn't move any of the pages, and they printed just in the order that they're supposed to be printed. Just make sure that you hit those 3 little options at the beginning when you're getting ready to print your document, and it'll be just as easy. Now these lines, I don't know if you can see them, these are the cutting lines that I love so much. Thank you so much, Annie. They helped me so much. Now I'm going to put this in my paper cutter. Now this paper cutter, guys, is the bomb.com. I love me this cutter. It cuts so much paper. It has like this little features, like all sizes are printed on the board. This little green thing, that the actual blade, it's really strong, and I love this. I'm gonna link that information down below, as well as a video that I did, and I included this cutter, but you'll see what I mean. So I laid down my papers. I use a paper clip. This is a binding paper clip. How cute, right? It doesn't have to be this cute, but you get my drift. I clip them together because I'm afraid that they're gonna come out of the, like, I like to be like, I like to have my papers lined up all the time, so I clip them together, and then I put it through the blade, and I move the paper as I cut it. Now you're gonna see me turning the paper and turning my paper clip, because I just don't want them to, I don't want pages to be shorter than the others. I need them to stay even at all times. Now I just slide it under the blade, and this green transparency plastic here is awesome because I can see through the paper and I can see exactly what I'm cutting. So I'm lining the mark that Annie puts in her printables with my blade, and I just cut. And this blade is strong enough that it can cut all the pages at once. I just have to go up and down a couple of times because, you know, it's a lot of paper, so it has to cut through every single piece of paper. So I turn the pages, I move the paper clip, and I cut. And I do this with right above the markings where Annie had already. Now you see how that happened. It cut, but not all the pages at the same time. So I mean, you can divide the pages, but I just want to do all the pages at the same time, and that is why I have to go back and forth a couple of times. I love me this paper cutter. All right, so now you see me cutting it. I turn it around, I move the paper clip, I even them out again, and I line them up. Now you see how the bottom piece there helps me line up my paper. I love it. And that, by the way, is removable. If you don't want it to be there, it doesn't have to be there. All right, so now that all the pages are cut, there's one more cut, and I leave this for last. I line it up under the blade again, and I cut right above that little line. Now that this is cut, all I do, I fold them facing together so that I don't lose the order of my pages. So they're folded on top of each other. It's ready. This is it. Now let's make it a little pretty. I am going to make it even more even. I'm going to use my paper corner rounder thingy-majig and this paper punch to punch the holes. And with this particular punch, I try to have like the same, I punch them the same way all the time. So I make sure I line it up with the top of the punch. I line the paper with the top of the punch, and then I punch it at the, so I line all the pages in the same spot. So once I punch all the pages, even if I divide the pages, the holes are going to be in the same spot. Sometimes I used to do it at the bottom, and I used to have marks of my punch before, but those days are long gone, honey. I just line them up with the top, and it works all the time. And boom, boom, here you go. So with this punch, I cannot put a lot of pages together because they'll be stuck and itself, like, and it'll be a little hard for me to separate the pages. But I divide them and I punch them, and as you can see, the holes are in the same spot even if I don't do them together, and I love it. See that? Perfect. All right, so now it's time to put my printed inserts to my planner. Ta-da! Now my printables are ready for me to use. I love it. The only thing is I am going to switch my cover. I'm not going to be staying on this cover for the month of June. I'm having a pink moment, so I'm going to transfer everything onto this pink planner, which I love so much. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Remember, I do have my Instagram account. I put pictures there all the time. I will see you in my next video. Ta-ta!